Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Matterhorn Map presents Matterhorn Mondays.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 90 of Matterhorn Mondays. I'm your host, Matterhorn Matt.
And I'm Alex the Historian. Beer, beer, beer.
Like techno music. I should have queued up like techno music to play in the background. Anyways, welcome, everybody. Yeah, we hit 90 episodes. 10 more weeks till we get to episode 100. And speaking of episode 100, I want everybody who's watching to give their suggestions on what we should do for episode 100 of Matterhorn Mondays. Maybe we can do another Jeopardy. If we do, we're going to have to coordinate it a lot better than we did the last two times we did Jeopardy. But, yeah, leave your suggestions down in the comments below, or you can tweet them at me. Twitter.com, or I guess just at MatterhornMatt. But, anyways, before we get into any of the main topics, I'd like to say, for episode 100, play Cards Against Humanity. I mean, I don't think that's appropriate. But anyways, this episode is sponsored by all of my patrons over on patreon.com/MatterhornMatt. I just bumped my mic. I'm very sorry. This is the week, you guys. Hopefully between this week and the next 2 weeks is when I will finally overhaul the Patreon to include many more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not prizes. What are they called? Not gifts. What are not prizes. The things you get when you pledge a certain amount of money to the Patreon. What are they? I can't think of what the word is. You guys know what I mean. They'll have stickers, pins, maybe patches, because I know I want to have rewards. That's I don't think that's the word I was looking for, but rewards is better than prizes. That sounds stupid. But yeah, within the next 2 weeks is when the Patreon will be revamped with brand new rewards for the different tiers. Very excited about that. And if you guys have not, I should say this at the beginning. Perks is another good word. I should say this at the beginning every time. If you guys would like to join the chat, the live chat, which you see pop up if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening at home through like SoundCloud or Spotify, whatever you use to listen to podcasts, you won't see the chat, but you'll hear us reference the chat. If you're wondering what that is, we live stream every episode of Matterhorn Mondays every Saturday at 4 p.m. Disneyland time. And that is over on my second channel, youtube.com. I don't think I have a custom link for that, so link will be in the description of every single podcast that we've done so far. The name of the channel is Matterhorn Matt Streams, so if you watch that, you can set a reminder for when each episode goes live to have the app remind you to tune in. And you can type in chat with all 17 lovely people that we have here. And yeah, just I feel like I should mention that at the beginning of every episode because it'd be nice to get more people up in the chat. But if you guys are looking for more family-friendly live streams, you guys can head on over to theliveplace.com. Link is in the description below. Wonderful website run by a great group of people. The website is basically a hosting ground for other Disney streamers, live streamers. Some live stream in the park, some do, shows like us, but flex on Spotify since they can't join the chat. Yeah, guys, everybody in chat right now, flex on all those iTunes and Spotify listeners. Gosh, just kidding. We appreciate every single one of you who tunes into the episodes, whatever platform you're using. And we don't have any birthdays this week, but I'm sad to say we missed a birthday last week, you guys. Nate, who we have a Matt Host's ghost story to read after the show is over. happy birthday to Nate. His birthday was last week, and I don't think we're going to have another birthday, I said, for at least like a month and a half. So if you guys would like to be wished a happy birthday live on the show, you can head on over to the link that we have in the description to the Google Forms doc, or if you're watching live, !birthday, and the link will pop up in chat. Yeah, and last but not least, you guys can head on over, please, you guys. We're literally on our knees begging for you to head on over to our iTunes page for Matterhorn Mondays.
Please!
And leave us a review on the podcast. Every review helps, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad. It can be neutral, you guys. But just you don't even have to write anything out. Just leave like a 3-star review, 4-star review. It's up to you guys. And that does it for announcements. Now I would like to move into my personal favorite segment of the show, Matt Snaps. I feel like I should commission someone to make like a theme song for this, like Matt Snaps, something like that, just like a jingle. I don't know. I'll put that on my to-do list. But same as always, you guys, mango. We're gonna be rocking the mango Snapple until I run out, which I have like 5 more bottles in the fridge, so it's gonna be a while until I run out. But yeah, let's get this started. Hopefully I don't mess it up like last time. Ka-chow. That was kind of muffled, so I've been screwing it, gosh, every week with the Matt Snaps. But anyways, real fact number 1428. The British pound is the world's oldest currency still in use. Wow. Ain't that something, you guys? I can't believe some countries still use the ounce. That is just mind-blowing. Anyways, this is the part where the laugh track would play behind me, but we don't. I should get a laugh track button, you guys. To
That
laugh.
would be so awesome. I can't even tell you.
I feel like I might have one here. I have this.
What in the world?
Just like a yee-haw sound effect.
So weird.
I have West Musty. Okay, I feel like that might be copyrighted, but anyways, I'll get a laugh track sound effect for next episode, you guys, that I'll play after. I can probably do it right now. I'll do it while we're so I don't get distracted. But anyways, before we move on, that was Matt Snaps. I would like to showcase to you guys, I got another tattoo. If you don't follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, or if you're not on the Discord, you guys are missing out on a whole bunch of behind the scenes sort of stuff that's been going on in my life. If you're interested in that, I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and show you guys what my newest tattoo is. If you have already seen it, don't spoil it, because it's really cute. Let me see if I can get the right angle here.
You see, you guys, Matt's body has been slowly turning to ink.
It's true. If you can hear me, it's true. I got Bambi, you guys. It's sort of at a weird angle, but there we go.
Aren't your other tattoos still healing?
This one is kind of healing, the Dumbo one, but the other one here, my guy said, the tattoo guy said, was like already fully healed. He said the Bambi one would heal faster than the Dumbo one did. I don't know. The Bambi one hurt more than the Dumbo one, I guess. It was sort of...
The tattoos look really good. Like they were inked onto you very well. I'm just one of those people though that feels like people's natural skin looks better, you know, than having permanent ink tattooed on.
Well, you know, Alex, my tattoo guy said that if I brought in 2 other friends, he'd do the 3rd tattoo for free. So if you ever want to hop on down to New Mexico, I can get you a free tattoo of whatever you want, wherever you want.
Wherever I want?
I mean, as long as he's okay with it, I'm sure.
Just kidding. I'm not really into tattoos.
Oh my gosh, you guys. We need that laugh track sound effect ASAP. Yeah, anyways. I decided I'm going to sort of dedicate this whole arm, or at least the bottom half, to the Golden Age films. I'm going to put, like, Sorcerer Mickey right here on my wrist, and then I'll have, like, either Pinocchio or Jiminy Cricket somewhere else, and then either Snow White or one of the dwarfs. I don't know. I haven't thought it through. I'm sort of just going with the flow, which I feel like is when it comes to tattoos, it's not good to go with the flow. Anyways, just a little quick update on that in case you guys are wondering.
If you get a one of the seven dwarfs tattooed onto you, it should be Doc.
Doc,
because you stumble over your words a lot and you mispronounce things.
Oh my! I'm gonna add that to my notes that I have really quick, if you guys don't mind, because that's really good. Thank you, Alex. That's a really
and
good
he wears
idea.
Glasses.
Exactly, and he wears Hawaiian shirts as well. So thank you. Laugh track. Anyways, we're gonna move on to news from the peak.
We now present to you news from the peak.
All right, you guys, for our first bit of news from the peak, I called it. I'm going right out there saying I called it. New digital information board has been installed at the hub in front of the Plaza Inn, near where the old board used to be. I'm going to switch to some images here that we have of the board. This is what it looks like. It kind of looks weird, depending on what angle you use your lens to take or I guess what angle you angle your camera at. It'll look kind of janky. So if it looks dark in certain areas, that's just the camera that, where was this from? This is from WDW News Today. Just the camera that they used. But before we do that, I saw somewhere in chat, Jay is here. First timer, he said. So welcome, Jay. First time being here live. But anyways, I'm going all out there. I called that they were going to do this. It looks really nice. I think it's a real neat addition. It is kind of big, though. If you just sort of look at it from the side, it's like...
It does look kind of bulky, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't need to be that big. But
maybe it's because it's like, we're supposed to be in the turn of the century, so even the basic electronics have to be like super huge. Probably not.
I mean, I think it looks good though. Besides, just ignore like the black on the screen. Like I said, that's just from the camera. It's not going to look like that when you see it in person. Hopefully. But yeah, this is let's see. This is, like I said, we're near where the old one used to be, and it showcases wait times, show times for parades and shows around the park, and it even has the open restaurants that are, all the restaurants that are open at the park, so that's pretty neat. If you don't want to pull out your phone for some reason and open the app, which is understandable, because the Disneyland app is one of the worst apps I've ever used. Yeah, guests can also still talk to the cast members at the kiosks to get assistance with fast passes, disability access services, etc. I put WTC instead of ETC in my notes. Good thing I didn't say WTC, but Alex, were you going to say something?
Yes. So this is really cool because I used to be in guest relations and I used to work the wait times board. Back then it was you switch out the signs and stuff, but it was like we could never keep on top of it fast enough. So this board is actually pretty cool because I believe it will display the wait times in real time. So as soon as the wait time changes, that board should also change, which is a big leap from what we used to have. So that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and it also kind of looks like it has speakers on the top, maybe. It could just be how it's designed, but...
It could be venting because the screens probably get really hot.
Yeah, that might be what it is. Well, that'd be kind of cool if you could like walk up to it and it like say Disneyland is open from 8 to 12 a.m. But anyways, yeah, real neat addition. I do like this a lot. I just wish it was a lot smaller. I would have preferred it if they had like a big, sort of in the same style as the old one, but just digital. But this is nice too. And for our second bit of Disney news, the Moonliner rocket in Tomorrowland has been given the IP treatment, you guys, at the brand new Alien Pizza Planet restaurant in Tomorrowland. So this is what it looks like. I guess they sort of changed the paint up to match it, to match the rocket from the Toy Story movie. Which, if you guys are mad about this, it's understandable. Totally understandable that you're angry that Disney yet again defiled another piece of Disney history, even though it's not the original rocket that was their opening day. But you guys can put all that anger aside because literally all of this is going to be gone within the next 10 to 15 years. So
Probably even much sooner than that.
yeah, I probably. So you guys just can complain all you want, I guess. But I'm fine with it. It's gonna be gone. I have that drilled into the back of my head. If they make a stupid change in Tomorrowland that I think is, just the worst, just keep in mind that literally all of Tomorrowland is going to be redone within the next decade or even less.
Well, I hope that whenever they do redo Tomorrowland, that they keep the rocket. I mean, obviously repaint it, but I hope that they keep that rocket.
Yeah, or maybe even, like a bigger one in the same style as the original one. But yeah, so Alien Pizza Planet. I'm sure you guys remember. I feel like it's almost been a year since we last talked about the Alien Pizza Planet overhaul with that ugly tarp that they've laid over the Pizza Port sign. You guys remember that, right? That was amazing. At least up until when this article was published, which I can check very quickly. I have the tabs open somewhere. Let's see. The 22nd of May. The sign, the marquee for Alien Pizza Planet is not gone up yet. But we'll keep you guys updated on that, whether or not, it changes. When it does
LMG
get put up
Vids
there.
posted a video of what it looks like inside.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see. Well, you guys can head on over to Chris's channel, LMG Vids, to check out what the new Pizza Planet restaurant looks inside. I don't think there's much of a change. I know they changed the position of where the trays and the soda fountains were.
It's mostly just a new paint job. Honestly, the whole thing looks the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah, LMG Vids. Yeah, he does suck. Thanks, Chris with a K. Thanks for agreeing with us.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Laugh track. Anyways. Yeah, I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, it's just not the same as what it used to be. But they did a decent job with what they had, I guess. It'd be nice, I've been seeing this, on Twitter and everywhere else. It'd be nice if they could build a proper Pizza Planet restaurant in the style of the first Toy Story movie with, like, all the arcade games and everything. And
yeah, what's up with that? Like, why didn't they do that?
I mean, it's literally the perfect... The template's already there. You just watch the Toy Story movie. I don't know why they would not just do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be in Disneyland. It could be in literally any other Disney park. I mean, they built a Toy Story land, but they didn't build a Pizza Planet restaurant. It's just really odd to think about. But anyways, last bit of news from the peak. This is kind of interesting. Power outage at the parks causes attraction closures in the California Adventure. Something you don't really see in Disneyland. Power outages on the 22nd of May was apparently caused by lightning and strong rains as well. According to Fox 11 News, lightning caused a circuit to trip around 3:48 p.m., causing the closure of attractions in DCA. And also, other outdoor rides at Disneyland also closed due to heavy rain. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. You don't see that if you live in the Disneyland area. Doesn't rain
know a fun
as often.
fact?
Yes.
So the reason why the power could go out in all of Anaheim and it won't affect Disneyland is because they're on the same grid technically, but they have their own underground power lines that come straight from the power from Southern California Edison. Mm-hmm. So they have their own line directly from the power plant, kind of. So, but yeah, if for some reason, like, one of their transformers or any part of their electrical gets hit by lightning, yeah, it'll go out. But it's just cool because, like, the rest of Anaheim could go out, but, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that Disneyland will go out of power.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. That was a fun fact. Thank you, Alex.
My pleasure. That's what I'm here for.
But I don't know if any of you were there the 22nd when that happened. If you were, I guess you can type in chat with your experiences with that.
Mateo was.
Oh.
He texted me when it happened.
Is he
He
here
was
in chat?
severely annoyed.
Was
I
he?
don't know if he's here. Yeah, he was texting me. He was like, the power just went out, and it was raining really hard, so he was stuck indoors when that happened. And it was just like there was like no power, and like he couldn't go anywhere. All the rides were down. He was like stuck with a bunch of other people, so it was like a really miserable day for him.
Poor guy. Well, if he pops his head in chat, someone remind him to relay his experience to us.
Oh, but the power was only out for less than a minute. So,
was it? Okay.
Like, yeah, don't let the news tell you that it was like some big long time. Like, it was only out for a minute.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess the news was misleading then, because they didn't make it seem like, yeah.
Yeah, they don't mention that because it's so much more exciting to not tell people how long it was out.
What happens if you're mid-ride on Soarin' and the power goes out? That's a great... I think you have to jump out, and then...
No.
You have to slide down the big screen, because it's curved. Just kidding.
No.
That'd be funny, though. But, again, laugh track. Anyways, that's it for News from the Peak. This is going to be an interesting episode, you guys. We don't have any quote-unquote main topics to talk about. We have a bunch of little articles that we'd like to discuss our thoughts on. And at the end of all these articles, I want to showcase the Play Disney Parks app. The experience that you can have when in Galaxy's Edge. It's called the DataPad, is what the sort of games that you can play in Galaxy's Edge. I don't know. I tinkered with it earlier today, and it's pretty neat, and I'd like to show you guys. But first, we do have Alex would like to... before we get into this, I don't know who this man is. So, Alex, why don't you explain to everybody who Farley the Fiddler is?
Yes. So, for for those of you who know who he is, Farley the Fiddler has been at Disneyland, I believe, since 1996. But I could have sworn it was longer than that. But anyway, a recent interview, he says it was since 1996. But Farley the Fiddler is a cowboy-type character that is in Frontierland, and he often entertains guests. He's what's called atmospheric talent. So atmosphere talent. So he goes around and he plays the fiddle. He tells jokes. He sings songs. He just entertains people, and he's all around such a sweet and wonderful guy. And not the killing type, says 33 years. Yes, he's been Farley the Fiddler for 33 years, but he said he's only been at Disneyland since 1996. He specified because he said he was Farley the Fiddler even before he came to Disney. So that was just his stage name. And then when he went to Disney, he became known as like Disneyland's Farley the Fiddler. But anyway, yes, so that's just any specific thing. But yeah, what's really cool is he wears like this whole cowboy, outfit. I'm not going to say costume because it really is a real like outfit. And he's so talented. He knows all these country songs and stuff like that. And so like you can ask him almost any country song and he can play it on the fiddle. And so anyway, he announced that he is retiring. And actually, by the time he retires when this episode gets published on Monday. So so he retires Monday. And he says that it's, it was an opportune time to do so because Galaxy's Edge is about to open. More specifically, he pointed to the mountain range of Galaxy's Edge with his bow, and he was saying, I'm getting out before that place opens. It was so funny. He was just like, guy. Yeah. So now the funny thing is I must add that I did talk to Farley just the other day to wish him, happy retirement. And he told me, that he's retiring. But there was something that I was thinking about his retirement. He never said anything specific, but I get the feeling that he didn't want to retire. I do know that way back when there was a show called Billy Hill and the Hillbillies just a few years ago, and they had been around at Disneyland since the 80s as well. And they retired, but they were retired because Disney didn't want to renew their contract, even though they were super popular and they'd been around for decades. And they were kind of upset about that. Next thing you know, Knott's Berry Farm took them. So, but anyway, so I just wanted to add my own personal thought, which was I feel like Farley didn't want to retire. That's what I think. But anyway, nevertheless, he has provided happiness to tons of people for many years. And I used to work in Frontierland for several years, and I would talk to him almost on a daily basis. He was just such an amazing performer and talent, or he is, I should say, not was, but is. And so anyway, if you guys get a chance to go before Monday to see him perform, I believe he does perform today and tomorrow. You should, and he's really fun. Or at least look up YouTube videos of him, because he's really hilarious. So
yeah, I never heard of him before. That makes me sad that I've never seen him in the parks. I guess I can just watch.
He makes people so happy, like, you know, like and you get a little sticker, like when he hangs out with you, like he'll give you a little sticker that says I had fun with Farley, and it has a cartoon picture of him on there.
That's cool. That's sort of like what's that Tiki Room guy's name? Maynard? Kind of reminds me of him.
Yeah.
I think Alex has different opinions on Maynard than what I do. I think we went into this at one point. But anyways, so Farley, if you're watching this, have a great rest of your retirement. I'm sure everybody in the parks will miss you. Alex will miss you. I'll miss you, even though I've never seen you before. But yeah, now moving on to the other topics we have. We're going to be getting into some interesting stuff, you guys. What's your opinion of Maynard? We'll save that for the end of the episode, because we got to get through some stuff that we got to talk about. Then we can give our opinions on Maynard. Just someone needs to remind me. First, we're going to be getting into the brand new Sleeping Beauty Castle that reopened in Disneyland. After that, Adventureland sign entrance. After that, Soarin', you guys, is coming back. And then, like I said, we're going to get into some of the Play Disney Parks stuff with Galaxy's Edge. So first, Sleeping Beauty Castle has reopened officially after 4 months of refurbishment, you guys. And we talked about this last week, but, you know, it's worth mentioning again since it officially opened this past week. She looks so beautiful, especially with the little things on the side of the bridge, like banners, I guess is what they're called. Yeah, the castle opened just in time for the May 31st opening of Galaxy's Edge, which is next week, or I guess this week if you're watching this on Monday. If you guys, I know we've heard your complaints about too much Star Wars Galaxy's Edge talk. We didn't talk about it last week. We're going to sort of ease you into it, because I'm sure next week Alex is going to have a lot to say about Galaxy's Edge on the show.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're easing you into it this week, you guys, with just a tiny bit of Galaxy's Edge talk. I should turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. Okay, but yeah, not really much to talk about. Oh, I do have new pictures here from let's see, these are from not from the OC Register. I think these are from Mickey Blog, but different angles. Look how beautiful. I feel like the back does not get showcased a lot when it came to this refurb, so this is what the back of it looks like. And I just want to point out, I really love how the sort of archways here and I don't know what to call it, but like this part here and these arches, they sort of look like it's made out of gingerbread or made out of like some kind of candy. Am I wrong? At least to me it does. It looks like you can like pick off a piece and like eat it. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Probably not. But yeah, so she really does.
I think you're weird.
I mean,
but I always think you're weird.
Oh my gosh. Laugh track. I should just say laugh track instead of anyways. Were these square trees always there? I feel like those weren't always there.
They were always there.
Were they? Okay, I'm just blind then. Never mind. Anyways, but yeah, it looks really nice. Like I said, we talked about this last week. But it's just nice to showcase these new images that were taken. Now moving on. Brand new Adventureland entrance sign has been revealed, you guys. I'm sure you all remember us covering the... I need to scoot over. The removal of the Adventureland entrance sign, and this is what it opened to a couple days ago. And then they eventually added back the tusks. What are those? Like elephant tusks and the mask. It did look really bland. I did see some people on Twitter complaining about how bland it looked, but I mean, obviously they were going to add back the tusks and the mask. Here's sort of like a cute little detail. I don't know if this was already here or not, but it's sort of like the signs being held up by these tiki guys over here on the left side next to the boxes. And here's sort of...
Now that's interesting because they were there before.
Whoa.
Those are the original support. That's the original support pole from before. They just reused it for this one.
Well, here is a sort of before and after comparison. This is the section that they removed. This big... What did they call it? It's sort of like a hut almost on the right side. So that's before... And now this is after. You can see that's completely gone. I don't really see that big of a difference. I mean, if anything, they should have widened the walkway more out north this way. But I don't really know how much of a difference this is going to make when it comes to guest flow. I mean, I'm sure people who visit the parks more often will notice, but... I do feel like the next big thing that they should do for the entrance is to get rid of the Dole Whip Tiki Juice bar here on the left side. Because that does clog up a lot of people. And I think now it's only being used for mobile ordering only if you want to get a Dole Whip. So the lines aren't as long. But yeah, I do feel like that'd be the next, at least if I was in charge, that'd be the next thing to go for the entrance.
The other thing about this entrance is I don't think it's 100% done yet, even though they've added the tusks, because I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling they're be adding another different type of thatched roof to the right-hand side that will sit on top of those 3 poles that that support the sign, only because there's always been some kind of thatched rooftop there. And it seems like the bracing for it seems like a bit like overly braced for just the sign itself. So it's possible that in the next few days we might see a very small thatched roof go up there, kind of like the one that was there in 1955.
Yeah, and if you like look, there are some smaller sort of details that they may or may not add back. And I'm trying to like differentiate if this is the original one that they took away and they just put it back, or if it's a brand new one that they rebuilt or that they built from scratch. It's hard to tell. They do look very similar, but I'm just going to go on the record and say that it is the same one from before, but I'm probably wrong. So
they said they would recycle the old one to make it into this one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I can say that I was right. I think we even talked about that a couple weeks ago, so I'm probably just dumb. But anyways, yeah, there's a before and there is the after. You know, I kind of liked it with the hut on the right. That's probably like bad for me to say. I did like that. I feel like it added more. Now it just feels so barren, I guess. But I mean, it's not too big of a change, so I can't really complain on it. But yeah, Alex, what are your overall thoughts on the brand new Adventureland entrance that debuted?
It's okay. You know, at the moment it looks a little lacking, but other than that, I mean, it still looks like the original. So, and that makes me happy. You know, it's always good to have a nod to what's either always been there or was there before. So, and like I said, I think that they might still add like a small little thatched roof on the right-hand side, but we'll see. And hopefully I kind of am hoping for that, because I think it would really add something to, like, I feel like it looks so empty on the right-hand side without that big roof thing there, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And Not the Killing Type does make a point. I think you said it in one of your previous vlogs about this sort of the right-hand side support column of the wall. I think you said it was just made out of like wood or something. But when I flipped the next image that was taken after, it sort of looks like they patched it up. That kind of looks like concrete, but I don't have a...
Yep, unpainted concrete. So it looks like that's unpainted concrete. It looks like they might paint it and have it finished. And once again, like what Not the Killing Type just said, don't assume it's done until they patch up the wall. And that's true. Like this sign to me doesn't look like it's finished. It still looks like there might be a one or two details still going to be added to it.
Yeah. We will keep you guys updated if there are any new updates regarding that. But moving on to our third mini topic, I guess. Let's see. I'm very excited about this. I mean, I'm sad because I won't be able to experience it, but I'm excited about it. Soarin' Over California is returning to DCA from June 1st through June 30th, which is sad because it's a limited time run of the obviously superior version of Soarin'. And I guess the thought process behind bringing Soarin' Over California is, bring back the better version of the ride, hoping people, more guests will travel across the Esplanade to DCA from Disneyland to watch it to help alleviate the crowds in Disneyland for Galaxy's Edge. Probably won't make that much of a difference. I mean, but then again, there are some hardcore Soarin' Over California fans out there. I do have to just let that out there. There are some vocal people on Twitter, at least, who really like to voice their opinions, and sort of compare how the two are very different.
I want to make a prediction.
Yes.
I predict that when Soarin' Over California comes back for this month, the next month, I believe that it will be back permanently.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, first of all, the old Soarin' was a lot more popular here in California than the new one was. Everyone overseas and even, in the East Coast likes Soarin' Over the World, but the Californians really love Soarin' Over California. And so I think that when it comes back this summer, it's going to be super popular. And by the end of the month that it's been running, the executives are going to look at it and go, gee, that one's a lot more popular. Let's just keep it. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of another instance where they said something was going to come back temporarily, but it ended up staying for like 5 years. I guess Captain EO.
Yeah.
The second run of Captain EO would be an example. I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't right off the top of my head, but yeah, I do agree.
If you think about it, like they did like a quick little overlay to Pinocchio's Village House. They turned it into Red Rose Tavern, and then that was supposed to be just temporary for the end of the, because the new Beauty and the Beast movie came out, so it was just a temporary overlay. Then it became permanent, and then now we have the Pizza Planet that was temporary, and now it's permanent. So yeah, I think and then Captain EO, and so yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it becomes permanent, because I am a big fan of the original. The newer one gets a lot of hate. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. It's obviously inferior to the original, though. But yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. The original soundtrack, amazing. The newer soundtrack, not as amazing. I mean, yeah.
I like the way you say that.
But anyways, yeah. Very excited. I hope I get to see some Chris. I better see some videos of this once it comes up on the 1st. But yeah, we'll keep track of this as well. We'll update you past June 30th. Is there a June 31st? I don't think there is. There may or may not be. Let me see. There is no June 31st. Isn't there? I think there's like a way you can tell, like memorize. Anyways, that's that for Soarin'. And now we get into the I don't live close to Disneyland, Matt. Well, we're gonna have to get LMG Vids to do it then. Sorry, Chris. But anyways, we're gonna get into our Galaxy's Edge talk. You know, this... You guys, you can't not talk about Galaxy's Edge. And I understand, you know, you guys are burnt out on Galaxy's Edge. You're burnt out. You don't want to see any more Galaxy's Edge, which I understand. We covered Galaxy's Edge very extensively this past month and a half, almost 2 months. But that's going to pale in comparison to the next few weeks, you guys. Because after this episode, I hope you guys... I just don't have any other words to say. If you don't like Galaxy's Edge, if you don't want us to talk about Galaxy's Edge, I really do apologize. Because these next few weeks are going to be a lot of Galaxy's Edge. I'm not going to say nothing but Galaxy's Edge, but it's going to be a lot of Galaxy's Edge talk. Because, of course, next few months even.
I mean,
but
right now, we're a week from it opening, and then after it opens, we're going to be talking about its operations, like what problems it has, what things it's doing well. You know, there's so much to discover once this place opens, and then see how the public reacts to it. So there's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, which is mainly the stuff that we want to cover. But Disney has released the first look at Galaxy's Edge on the brand new Disneyland Map, the sort of maps that they hand out inside the parks. This is what it looks like. And looking at it like this, excuse me, instead of, watching sort of bootleg overhead pictures, construction pictures taken from like planes and stuff, really puts into perspective how they managed to squeeze this into the back corner of the park. Because I should have brought up another version to compare without Galaxy's Edge and with Galaxy's Edge. But yeah, it is really amazing to me how they managed to squeeze. I don't think I'm able to zoom in. It's not a lot. It's not a very high quality version of the picture anyways. I'm going to switch to the map here in a couple seconds on the website. But yeah, so
I'm really wondering how they managed. Like, I'm interested to see the new map, like the whole thing, not just the image of the park, but of all the numbers and the restaurants and the rides that are listed. Because if you look at the way it looked like, even right now today, there is no room left on that page.
I have a map lying around somewhere.
Like, they even have words like going over parts of the park because there was no room. So I'm like wondering, because right where Galaxy's Edge is where they listed stuff for Frontierland. Yeah. So I'm wondering where they moved everything on the map, because I know they're not going to get bigger papers. Like Disney just doesn't like to do that. They've stuck with this same dimension of paper for a long time. So I'm wondering how it's going to look and how they're going to fit all those words onto that page. Yep. See? Yeah, see how packed it is? Like, there's almost no room for anything.
Yeah, and I was wondering that too. I'm thinking maybe they'll move some of it to like a different page, like on the back of the map. Because if you do compare the two, there's that, and then there's this. It'll be interesting to see, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because up here is all going to be taken up. In this version, this is where they had the Fantasyland stuff. But all up here is going to be, Galaxy's Edge. They're going to have to literally rearrange all of that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and switch to, let's see, here we go. I sort of want to go through this map here really quick on the website. Very quickly. Which, I'm going to get into this more later. But I might as well start with it here. How does Disney not know how to optimize like their website and their apps? Because if you like just scroll through here, and it's probably lagging because I'm recording and I'm also streaming, but even without streaming, like it's just so choppy. But anyways, I'm gonna get into that more later. But here is, I want to give like a rundown here of Galaxy's Edge as a whole, because it's just hard to believe that it's gonna be, you know, almost less than a week until this opens up, you guys. That's really hard for me to believe. We've been talking about this, we've been speculating about this on the show for like 2 years almost, I think. And, you know, it's finally almost here. So let's sort of just zoom in here and go through the layout of the map. Here is the Fantasyland side entrance, and I guess this entrance will sort of dump you into the First Order side of the land. Here is the Frontierland part of the entrance, and I guess that dumps you into like the shops and everything. And all the way over here, you have your Critter Country entrance, which is the Resistance side of the land. Here's the Resistance Supply Store. If you guys don't know what any of this is, I think we covered this in great detail a few episodes ago, what all these shops were, what they're selling, all the food that they're going to be having at the Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. Here's the Smuggler's Run.
You know, Disney says that the best entrance, the best entrance to enter through is the South Frontierland entrance, because that one, once you go in, gives you this big vista of like most of the land plus the mountain range, whereas the North Frontierland one doesn't give you such a view, and the Critter Country doesn't give you such a view.
Excuse me. Now, from my understanding, they're going to have everybody who has a reservation for the land, they're going to be entering through Critter Country. I think I read that.
So they said.
In an article. Yeah, so they said. I mean, they also said that there were going to be no standby lines, but I'm still hanging on to hope from that rumor we heard a month ago about there being a standby line. So we'll see about that. But yeah, according to Disney, this is where the entrance is going to be for the first month for the soft opening period of the land. And I'm guessing, you know, these other two entrances will just be exits for the park.
But you know, I think they're going to change that around, because you know what they're doing for previews is they're using both Frontierland entrances as huge zigzagging queues. And so, like, the cast members, they check in there and then they queue up there. And there's a lot of room on both those entrances. Like, I was surprised to see that many people fitting in that spot. And then they use the Critter Country one as an exit, since there was a very little trickle of people coming out. So I think that they might change their decision last minute, because that probably works better for them.
Yeah, and I was saying this on the Discord earlier as well. This is a very slim path, the Critter Country entrance. If you walk up to it, it's not nearly as wide as these other two entrances. And I was thinking that last time I was in the parks, I was thinking, man, this is a sort of... It's just so slim compared to all the other entrances. And I can't really imagine them lining up. I mean, then again, I don't know how many people they're going to have per reservation block. I'm guessing maybe like 200, maybe 300, I don't know, because they're gonna have to line up all those people. If
one of my insiders said that each time slot is designed to only fill up the land with enough people to basically fill up the Millennium Falcon rides queue, and that's about it. Just so that way the place isn't overcrowded and you don't have a bad experience.
Okay. So I wonder how many people that would be then. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to...
I don't know.
It's hard to tell until it actually opens. But I guess if that's the case, then maybe they'll be able to squeeze all these people in here. But yeah, that was just my thought. It is a very tiny entrance. And then I guess, like I said, they're going to use these two for exits, unless they change it, like Alex said last minute. But then, as you guys know, after June 23rd, I think, you will not need a reservation. And then I'm assuming that all the other entrances are going to be used for entrance and exits once The soft opening period is over. But yeah, so that's that. You can visit this website. This is just the Disneyland website. I don't have the exact link on me, but we do have a video that we'd like to go over that was posted a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I should play it. I don't want. It doesn't have. I think it has copyrighted music in it, so I'll play it in the background with no audio, and then we'll sort of talk about it. So I think this guy who does this is one of the Disneyland ambassadors. I don't know. Oh, Justin is his name. He's got that fancy name tag. So we're gonna go over what Justin is saying here, and I probably should have made notes on what he is saying because I can't, off the top of my head, remember what he's saying unless I unmute the video. But Alex,
yes.
Oh, I guess there's subtitles there.
Right.
Anyways, Alex.
So basically, what he's saying is that okay, so if you have a reservation for Galaxy's Edge anytime between May 31st and the last day of June that they're doing the reservations, you can check in to get into Galaxy's Edge at Star Wars Launch Bay in Tomorrowland up to 2 hours before your reservation time. You check in there. I'm not really sure why they have you check in, but they have you check in. And after you do that, they'll tell you where to line up. Now, when you check in, you have to bring your information for your reservation. So there's an email that they send you. It has a little barcode thingy majiggy that they scan. So you have to have that with you. And then every person in your party, including yourself, has to have a government-issued photo ID. So that's either a California, or actually, it could be, I guess you're coming from anywhere west. It could be a identification card. It could be a passport. It has to be government-issued, and it has to be a photo ID. So you bring one of those with you to verify who you and that you're on the reservation list party thingy. And yeah, so they'll tell you what to do from there. Now, everyone knows that the parking structure will open at midnight that night, but you can start lining up for entering Disneyland at 2 a.m. that morning. So they didn't say exactly where to line up, but I imagine if you try to go to the Esplanade, there will be people there to tell you where the current line is. Mm-hmm. They did also say, do not bring things like blankets, chairs, tents, anything like that, because they may have to move the line a few times to get it out of the way, because depending on how long the line is. So don't bring anything that you can't easily carry with you, and obviously allowed on resort property. Mm-hmm. Yes, so that will start at 2 a.m. And as far as I know, anybody who is there before 2 a.m. should be fine, because to my knowledge, Downtown Disney doesn't normally close until 2 a.m. anyway, which it might stay open all night because of everyone waiting in line who might need to get drinks, food, anything. So that's that. I don't think they said anything else in there. They will be selling Galaxy's Edge merchandise, Galaxy's Edge exclusive merchandise at Star Wars Launch Bay. This is for people who want to spend a lot of time in the land and experience it. And if there's anything you time to purchase in Galaxy's Edge, you can go to Star Wars Launch Bay and purchase it there, as long as you have a reservation. If you do not have a Galaxy's Edge reservation, you cannot buy Star Wars Land exclusive merchandise at Launch Bay. So that is all they mentioned.
Yeah. Well, I guess thank you for Alex for explaining that, because I didn't write any notes down on it.
I come prepared. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I guess obviously the best plan of action would be to book a hotel room, because then you can just stay like literally 100 meters away from the Esplanade to line up. But it'll be interesting to see. Alex and Chris, I really hope that you guys record vlogs of you guys just waiting in line to get into the land, maybe like go around, interview some of the people who are waiting with you. That's just what I would do.
Why would I want to leave my place in line?
Okay,
dude?
yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Or maybe like
No,
just
but I do plan. Okay, so I do plan to be ready by 9 p.m. the day before, and then stay all those hours until we start lining up. I might even do a live stream from the line to show people what things look like, and then I'll do another live stream as I enter the land, and then another live stream before I exit the land. So there should be 3 live streams that day, I'm hoping.
I'm very excited to see everybody's videos, not just Alex and Chris. Everybody else who makes YouTube videos about Disneyland, vlogs, all that kind of stuff. I'm very excited to see how this is all going to go down. Yeah, lining up starts at 2 a.m. That's going to be... I don't know. All I can think of is just how exhausted everybody's going to be at the end of the day. Because if you start lining up at 2 a.m., you have to get up at like 12. If you even sleep, I don't even know how this is gonna work out. I've never done anything like this before. I mean,
Me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really nervous. I've never even camped out for.
Yeah. So it'll be, I don't know. It'll be interesting, but very excited. Like I said, you guys, if you don't like Galaxy, if you're tired of us talking about Galaxy's Edge, I really do. I really am sorry, but this is just gonna be, this is like a once in a lifetime thing that's opening at Disneyland. You can't not cover this.
Except something that LMG Vids was saying. He was saying that he heard a rumor that the 30th Disney will be doing a soft opening for everyday park guests. To which I have to say, it's possible, but that would make a lot of people very angry.
Yeah.
Because, especially, people like me who put a lot of prestige on the fact that I'm going opening day. I'll be one of the first public people to see it. And then it's like, oh, but we opened it to the public the day before.
Yeah, that's acceptable. I remember they did that, like a soft opening for the new Fantasmic. I was there for that. And that's like not even completely different than them doing a soft opening for Galaxy's Edge. I mean, Avery said they did a soft opening for Toy Story Land 2. That's not even comparable to Galaxy's Edge, though. I mean, Toy Story Land is just... it's Toy Story Land. There's nothing else to say. It's Toy Story Land. This is Galaxy's Edge. And I guess this would be a good place to say this. On the show, we have been very critical of Galaxy's Edge. Not necessarily the contents of the land, but the overall aspects of the land, the impact it's having on Disneyland. And I just like to point this out there because I know there are some people who may or may not think that we hate Galaxy's Edge, that we despise Galaxy's Edge with all our hearts, because we've been saying a lot of, negative things, but we've also said some positive things as well about Galaxy's Edge. But, people tend to cherry pick the more negative things that others say and sort of disregard the positive things that we say. But, for all the flack we give Galaxy's Edge, I really do think it'll be a great land. I've said this from the beginning as well. If you go back to earlier podcasts, we've been saying this from the beginning. We really do believe it's going to be an amazing land. We just don't necessarily agree with its place in Disneyland Park as a whole. That's really our whole gripe with it, and sort of the ripple effects that it's had all around, not just Disneyland, but California Adventure as well. Because this really is like a once in a lifetime opening that's happening for Disneyland. After this, Disneyland is never going to be the same. Literally, you guys.
Yeah.
People are going to, in books, are going to compare different decades of Disneyland to before Galaxy's Edge and after Galaxy's Edge. I really do think that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just felt like it's necessary to sort of throw that out there. We don't hate Galaxy's Edge. I mean, I won't know until I go. I'm sure it'll be great. Alex will be the first person that I, talk to who will give me, sort of feedback on how it is. So I'll sort of go with what he says, what I see other people saying as well, on Twitter and everything. But I really do believe it'll be a great land once it opens. It's just we don't agree with its idea as a whole in Disneyland. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Had it been in a different park, we would have had a totally different, outlook on, or a totally different opinion. Galaxy's Edge by itself, I know a lot of people will say, well, especially it, but no, I like it. I just, it's just like what Matt said. I just didn't think that Disneyland was the right park for it. But yes, I am excited to go. I will enjoy my time there. I don't want people to think like, oh, I hate it, but I'm still going, so I'm taking up someone's rights. No, I plan to do a lot there. I plan to buy a lot of food. I plan to look at all the merchandise, maybe even buy some. I plan to really scour the place, every inch of it, and just enjoy it, because I was a Star Wars fan as a kid, and I always dreamed of being in a Star Wars place like this.
Yeah, and you could apply that too as us not liking the newer Star Wars films. That could be applied to this as well. Just because we don't like the newer Star Wars films doesn't mean we necessarily hate Galaxy's Edge. So yeah, I just felt like it was necessary to put that out there, just so everybody has the correct information, I guess. But now that we're done with this, I would like to showcase the experience you guys may or may not have. If you do end up going to Galaxy's Edge at some point, I want to show you guys what the experience will be like using the Play Disney Parks app on your iPhone. I don't know if it's on Android, so I apologize. But I'm going to switch scenes here, switch to my phone after I clear these notifications so you guys can't see. I want to know everything about Galaxy's Edge, every last detail. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, Nick, because you're one of the more vocal ones.
No, he's serious.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. We were talking earlier on Discord. He really, he wants to know everything.
Okay, well, good. So this is my phone, my lock screen. I guess let's just get right into it. I'd like to preface this by saying you do have to be at least in Disneyland Park for the Play Disney Parks app to work. You can't be like I am in New Mexico, like thousands of miles away, and get to experience the stuff that that you can do through the Play Disney Parks app. But there are ways.
Is that a Tinder app? Just kidding.
Oh my gosh, you scared me, Alex. But but I do have my ways. There are ways to fake your location on iPhones, on Androids, and I'm not gonna flat out say that I'm one of the people who happens to know how to do that, because that would be preposterous. That'd be like lying to Disney. It's just not good to say. But yeah, I faked my location, and currently I'm in Galaxy's Edge. I guess I'll prove it to you guys. Let me open Maps. I'll open Maps here. Here is my location here. Currently, I'm in front of the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run attraction. Okay, here we go. So yeah, you can see that little dot is where I currently am. And let's go ahead and switch over to the Play Disney Parks app. And let's see here. It's kind of finicky. It takes a while to load. I'm gonna say right off the bat, I said this earlier when I was going through the map on the website, this is just an awful app. It's great in concept. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept of having an app that allows you to do trivia, play games, listen to music from the theme parks while you're waiting in lines. Like, for instance, this one is here, Peter Pan's Flight. I couldn't play it. You have to have at least two other people to play it. But yeah, I love the idea of having that sort of interactivity to give you something to do while you wait in these horribly long queues, especially for Peter Pan. And there's another one for Space Mountain, I'm pretty sure. But it's just, the app overall, whoever's used the app will know what I'm talking about. Even just scrolling around, you can see how just stuttery it is. The frame rate is just terrible. And if it takes like 10 seconds, at least 5 seconds sometimes, to load something when you click on it. Now,
Disney, what Matt is trying to say here is, and set up your apps and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you think it wouldn't be that hard. This billion-dollar company, it can't be that hard to make an app that performs well on literally the highest end smartphone. I mean, it's an iPhone X, so it's not the highest end iPhone anymore. But I mean, I can't necessarily recommend the app. Maybe if you guys have better experiences than what I've had, comment down below, because it could just be me. I could be the one outlier. But I do know that a lot of other people have had the same experiences with it. So before we get into Galaxy's Edge, I just want to sort of showcase what the app is like. I did this earlier. I played Dumbo Trivia, which sadly is trivia from the live-action Dumbo movie. So I just like to showcase this. Yeah, it's trivia from the live action. I don't understand. But just so you guys can sort of get the feel for what this app is, we're going to go through some Dumbo trivia, and then we're going to get into the far more exciting Galaxy's Edge stuff that they have. So, question 1. We won't do all of these, just an example. Question 1. What real-life amusement park helped inspire the look and feel of V.A. Vanderveer's Dreamland? This is a question from the live-action movie, if you're wondering why you don't know the answer. Now, I have no idea, because I've only seen the live-action movie once, and you guys already know my thoughts on the live-action Dumbo movie. Now, if you guys would like to vote, A, B, or C, A being Pacific Ocean Park, B, Astroland, C, The Pike, or D, Coney Island. I'm leaning more towards Coney Island, but then again, I don't know any of the other...
The Pike.
The Pike. Okay, well, that's 2 for C. We have 1 for B in chat. There's 1 for D. It's obviously no one knows the answer. So we're just going to go with C because that's the more... Okay, so it was Coney Island. So Coney Island. Indeed, Dreamland was loosely inspired by the Brooklyn-based amusement park Coney Island, along with the World Fairs of the 1930s. Does Winner get admin of the Discord? Question 2. Before Holt Ferrier headed off to war, what kind of circus act did he perform? That is, I know he did stuff with horses. Is that equestrian? Or is it juggling? No, it's not juggling. It has to be C, right? I don't know. I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer. A, trapeze. B, magic. C, equestrian. D, juggling. I don't know what equestrian means.
Isn't that where you go on searching for things?
Hey Google, what does equestrian mean?
Here's the definition of equestrian, relating to horse riding.
Oh, let's see. All right, so C it is. Dubbed the Stallion Stars, Holt and his wife performed an equestrian act that featured top... Okay, so you guys get the gist. Like I said, I love the concept of this app. It's just, the execution is just very interesting. And I can't showcase any of, the Peter Pan game or the Space Mountain game because you need 2 other people, at least 2 people. But let's sort of move into the Galaxy's Edge DataPad, which is what they call, I guess, sort of like the tool that you can use to decipher the codes and, all of that stuff. I believe we talked about this in the past a few episodes ago about what the DataPad is like, but I'd like to run you guys through the user experience that you guys may or may not have with this app. Now, I guess we'll sort of start off, learn more about my DataPad. Your DataPad includes 4 tools to interact with the world around you, and I guess it'd be good to note beforehand, a lot of these quote-unquote attractions or games that you can play do depend on Bluetooth signals that are sent to your phone from certain areas of the park, that the app picks up. So I can't do a lot not being there, but I can still showcase to you how some of these, you can still do them even though you're not near them, but it's preferred that you are near them. You can pick up the Bluetooth signal from your phone, so it'd be more, more realistic. And I also imagine a lot of this has to do with sort of audio cues that the app is listening for that may or may not play from speakers around the land. That's just how I feel like it might work. But the Bluetooth stuff, is confirmed. That's how it works. So hack into droids and devices. Scan, you can scan items to find hidden objects. We can't do that because we're not at anything to scan. Translate, you can translate the language. What is that, like the Arabic? No, what is that language called? Arabesh. Thank you. Tune, you can tune into communication signals being sent by the outpost, and you can pick up jobs. This is where you sort of gain the reputation. There are, I'm sure you guys know, if you use the app enough, if you complete enough quote-unquote jobs, they call them, you can do like certain tasks for characters in the land. That's where you earn your reputation for either being part of the resistance or part of the the First Order. Here's the map. You can navigate stuff. Here's your profile, which for some reason it still says player 1 even though I changed my name. But if I just scroll through here, I haven't gained any new equipment. I got 2 pieces of star maps. I got one from the unknown region. I don't know. One from the interior, whatever that means. I have a few schematics for ships, which is like really neat. Oh, you can also trade them. This is really cool too. So I guess if you give this code to your friend and your friend gives you a different code, you can trade back and forth different sort of items that you get within the app. I think that's really neat. Let's see. I have some droid data. I only have one, I think, of this EG-16 function power droid. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I have a lot of transmissions. I've been playing with the app before we went live, and as you can see, you guys, I'm pretty rich. I have 8 credits, you guys. So I'm getting pretty up there. Now I don't know specifically if you can buy stuff with the in-game credits. I'm assuming not. Like, I don't think they'll let you accumulate like 1 billion credits and then you can buy one of the $200 lightsabers. That's probably not the case. But, so yeah, I guess this is my character. I haven't unlocked any new headwear, I guess. It still says player 1 is my name, so that's really weird. But yeah, so here's hack. This is where if you were in the land and you approached a certain, part of the land that is able to be hacked, I'm sure it'll have like an icon or something similar to that. It'll scan for the Bluetooth signal, and then it'll show up here. Obviously I'm not in the land, so I can't scan for anything. Same here, I can't scan. Oh, that's the stream. That's my phone. That's the chat. I can't scan anything because I'm not there. I can translate stuff. I can put in like manual, like type out stuff and translate it.
Ooh, so, Matt, you should like try to find something on Google that's in Arabesh and then like see if it'll translate it.
Star Wars. Let's see. How do you spell Arabesh? A-R-A-B.
A-R-E-B-E-S-H?
Let's see.
Or is it A-R-A?
A-U-R-E-B-E-S-H. Okay, so here's one. Let me try and do this. Let's see. Let's try visual input. So let's see if it'll scan this. So I guess I gotta focus it. If you guys can hear me and click translate. Let's see if it works. Okay, language not auto-detected. It might not work because it's on the screen. Let's try this one. I don't know what any of this means, so let's just retry it. Let me back up far enough.
Or maybe it has to be one of the pre-programmed messages that's painted on in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, it might be that too. But I mean, you can... Well, I guess I can manually input this and see if it works. So let's see. This is this symbol, and then there's like a G-looking thing, and then there's a 7 looking thing, and then there's this one, And then there's this one, and that's an interesting one. And then this one, so translate. Translating Arubest. So I'm guessing that's like the natives who speak Arubesh. I have no idea. Again, I'm not a Star Wars nerd. And here, fourth option is tune. Again, it'll most likely scan for Bluetooth signals inside the park. You can scan stuff, but since we're not there, we can't necessarily do that. But if you go into the app, or if you go into the map, I'm sorry, and you sort of zoom in, look around, and you can find this one's a hack. So if we were there, this option, hack, you'd be able to click that option. But if you just push the question mark, asks, are you at this location?
Do something for me.
Yes.
On that map, check how many restrooms are in the land. I see one there on the screen, but are there more?
Let's see. I don't know if it shows. I don't know what these green circles mean or these blue circles.
Look, okay, you see where the marketplace is? If you look to the left, it's labeled restrooms on the left.
Oh, okay. So there's one restroom
just look for
there. And then I'm assuming there might be one farther down here. No. So let's go back this way. Here's another one at the Fantasyland entrance. And I guess that's it. There's only 2 little restrooms available. I mean, they might be big restrooms. But, yeah, so let's try and hack something. So, again, if we were there, standing in front of this droid, we'd be able to click hack. But if you push the question mark, it asks, are you at this location? You know, in case, I guess, like your phone's broken or something. You can't use Bluetooth for some reason. Click confirm. Hack is an interesting game. You have to... I've never done this one before, so... Oh, you have to... Okay, here we go. So you have to twist the little thingamabobs like you're a droid, I guess. And then it says, droid successfully hacked. You can view the data. And this is C2B9. Wow. Memory text. No need for attitude. Do you want the barge repaired? I don't know what any of this means. And I would advise, if you end up using this app, there's like a little hamburger icon in the top right. Click Power Saver. It is 100 times better. It gets rid of all the sort of chromatic aberration kind of things, the effects. It's just plain, you can see the difference if you turn it on and off with Power Saver or without it, and then with it. It makes the app run a lot smoother. And so now that I've hacked that, I can go into my droid data, and wow, we got this guy now. Wow, C2B9. That is totally cool. Yeah, it's neat at first. I mean, like I said, I've gone through this a couple times. Let's try one of the transmitter things, because this is a really neat one. So you have to twist to find the little icon there, and you have to align it, and then you got to look up and then align it like that. I think that's real neat. I figured these games would be, like way more basic than this, but it's pretty intuitive. I do enjoy doing these. So this is a transmission. Doc Ondar says, I will sell these to you for 500 credits. And then Lieutenant Agnon says in reply, 500 for stun cuffs? That's robbery. You insult me. And then Doc Ondar says, they are not just cuffs. These once held a Wookiee as part of... Oh, okay. As part of an elaborate ruse to escape a princess from the Empire. They were literally a lifesaver. Disappeared for decades, only to reemerge on the moon in the Yavin system. So yeah, a little reference to the original trilogy, A New Hope. And then once you get your transmission, there are a lot of transmissions that you can get. As you can see, I have 2 out of 5 for Doc's Den dealings. And I'm assuming these are different locations. All of these here are different places that you can listen in to get, transmissions. I haven't done a lot, but there's like at least maybe 15 to 20 here that you can acquire. There's another
Where
hat.
Where can we find the guy that sells death sticks?
Oh yeah, that'd be. I want to meet him. Here's a translate. Now I won't be able to do this because it's gonna make me turn on my camera, and obviously I'm not there to scan it. So, excuse me. But let's do another hack because I do enjoy doing the hack ones. Here's one. 8D JD, a smelter droid that turns the spit at Ronto Roasters. So he's like a slave who cooks the food. All right, let's hack this guy. Okay, well this isn't... There's different kinds of hacks that you can do, and I haven't found the second one yet. So let's just sort of navigate this really quick. I'm going to get 1,000 credits, you guys, before I even get to visit the land. I'm telling you right now. It's a good time killer. That's really what it is, which is what it's meant to be. Droid data, got this new guy. Wow, really cool. There's another version of the hack, which I have yet to find yet. So I'm going to try and find that really quick. Let's try this one.
You have yet to find yet.
I've yet to find yet. Communications tower, a central communications relay system. Oh, here it is. I can't quite recall the name of the game. I used to play a game like this on my phone in middle school. You have to sort of connect the little lines into the thingamabobs, and then so that one goes like that. Oh, I did that one wrong. Okay, so that one goes like that. Boom. Hacked. I can't remember the name. If anyone knows like the name of that game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I used to...
Yeah, it's a really fun game that I had completely forgotten about until I found it on this. If anyone remembers, please let me know because I would really like to re-download it. And here,
Me too.
I got a new star piece map. I don't know what any of these mean. I mean, let's go into here and look at the star map. So, let's see. If you click region, I guess it sort of displays all the other pieces of the map that you can build around it. So I guess that's pretty cool. You can like build up to a complete map. We'll do one more. Let's try.
But what good is a star map if you can't travel to them?
I mean, exactly. That's my main gripe with the app. Let's see. Let's do another hack. Long range antenna. Okay, so here, if anyone knows the name of this. Oh, this is a tough one. I guess you gotta go around like that. No, it's gotta be like this, and then around like that, and this one like that. That one goes there. Transmitting. Achievement unlocked, expert slicer. I got another star piece map. Wow, that's really cool. All right, we'll do one more transmission. And then I'll give my overall review of my experience so far with this. Comms, turret, and antenna. This is on the resistance side of the land. Oh, this is the entrance of Rise of the Resistance. So I gotta locate it, turn my phone, and then you gotta bring it up. There we go. This is you gotta unscramble these. So this is like really... You know, it's an extra step. You have to like mix up the DNA, I guess.
Oh my.
There we go. Oh, and then I have to click. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Okay, so that's... Oh no. Okay, so I got that one. There's that. There we go. I did it. Okay. Jedi artifacts. So Tardent says, I'm looking to purchase some Jedi artifacts. Doc Ondar says, you have come to the right place. I have reliefs. That should say relics. I have reliefs from the temple on Coruscant, a totem from Jeddah, and many more. You have to be more specific. Tardent says, wait, you have a Jedi artifact from Jeddah? Really? Doc says, yes, I recovered a wooden totem from Jeddah, It has a Jedi crest carved into it. It's a miracle it survived. Tardan says, I'll take it. I'm going to screenshot this because I'm pretty sure that's a typo. It should say relics, not reliefs, right? You have come to the right place. I have reliefs from the temple on Coruscant. I mean, obviously, that has to be wrong. Anyways. Let me just, I haven't earned any credits. I'd like to show you guys how you can earn credits. The way I've been doing it is doing a lot of hacking on the droids. That's how you earn credits. I'm sure you'll get more once the missions go live, which is right here. Active, all your active missions here. I mean, I guess they wouldn't have any of the missions available since the land technically isn't open yet. Here's all the missions you've completed, which is none for me, but so that's that. It's a pretty neat app. I remember bashing it, saying a lot of negative things about it when it was first revealed that you'd have to use the app to do all the sort of immersive stuff in the land. But yeah, it is a really neat app. It's a good time killer, which, like I said, is what it's meant to be. You know, you standing in these 20-hour lines to get on Rise of the Resistance. You can play along with all these apps. And I'm sure they'll have more in the queues of all the different attractions. I believe I'm 100% sure there's exclusive ones that you can only do while waiting in the queue for the attractions. And again, this is like just half of the app, because you have to be there, of course, to experience a lot, the majority of these. But yeah, so that's the, what is this called? The DataPad. That is the DataPad from the Play Disney Parks app and how it will work in Galaxy's Edge. It's really, yeah, like I said, it's really neat. If you guys do go to the land, I'd like to see some screenshots or some screen recordings of you actually going up to something and scanning it or whatever, however that will work. I'd really like to see how that works. But anyways, that is that, and I do believe that is all we have for today, even though we do have a Matt Hosts Ghosts episode to get into. Gosh, this app is just so laggy. Okay. Thank you guys for coming along that wonderful experience. I thought I was going to have a lot of notifications pop up, but so glad it didn't happen. So let's get into this week's segment of I need to fix this real quick. Of Matt Hosts Ghosts.
Welcome to Matt Hosts Ghosts.
Welcome everybody to Matt Hosts Ghosts. Time to get spooked. It is time to get spooked. Not really. Sort of moved away from real life spooky stories to just fan fiction, which is fine, you know. But if you guys would like to send in some real life spooky stories that happened to you, we would be greatly appreciated, because we have not had one of those in a long time. A really long time. If you'd like to send those in, you can email them, ytmatterhornmatt@gmail.com. You can send them on Twitter or through Discord, either or, whichever you prefer. But this week we are continuing on the Revenge of Oink saga that Nate has been writing for us. So if you guys missed that, I believe go back 3 episodes, and then you'll be all caught up. And then the episode before. So 4 episodes, and then the episode after that, and then come back to this episode. So we're going to start this because it is very hot in here, and I am really hungry. So let's do this. This is Revenge of Oink, Interlude, night of July 17th, 1955. Disneyland is open. After a day filled with mishaps and failures, Walt Disney believes that he's built something great, and time will prove him right. After the park closed for the night, Walt called his most trusted artists for a meeting in his apartment above the Main Street Firehouse. John Hench, Mark Davis, and Claude Coates. They met inside of Walt's apartment. Walt said, "Boys, I call you here tonight because I received a warning. John Hench says, what warning? Was it about the park? Walt says, it was from a dream I had last night. Some bald fella from the future wants to destroy Disneyland. Mark Davis says, Walt, it was probably a stress dream. Everyone gets those sometimes, especially you. Walt said, I know, but this was different. The bald fella wasn't some threat that came out of nowhere. He works on the inside. An empire destroyed by its enemies can rise again, but an empire toppled from within is dead forever. Claude Coates says, what do we do about this guy? Walt says, to me, Disneyland is something that's alive. It will grow and change because of the imagination that we all have in all of us. Not just us, but the artists of the future as well. One day there will be people with no creativity or imagination running my park. There will be cheap and uninspired projects that change everything about what we've built forever. If we don't stop this, Disneyland will die. Claude Coates says, I might know someone who can help us. Thunder and lightning illuminated the night sky. A bright heavenly light peered through the door leading into the apartment. As the light died down, a jolly man and his little purple dragon friend opened the door. Jolly Man says, I can't do a Dreamfinder impression, but... Hello, my friends. I'm glad you summoned me. I'm the Dreamfinder, and this little dragon here is a figment of my imagination. Figment says, Figment for short. Dreamfinder says, it appears you need our help. That's why Claude summoned us. Walt says, yes, a dream that I have put everything into is being threatened by a man with no creativity, imagination, or inspiration. Figment says, not one spark, huh? Dreamfinder says, how can we help, Walt? Walt says, Dreamfinder and Figment, I want you to go and bring me the greatest minds in the world. Not just from present day, but also from the future. Dreamfinder says, of course, I know just where to look. The Dreamfinder and Figment will return. And that is that. I can't do a Dreamfinder impression, so I apologize. But thank you, Nate, for always entertaining us with these amazing stories. Can't wait for the next one. But yeah, I do believe that is going to wrap up this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. We appreciate every single one of you coming out today. Don't forget about Maynard. We'll give our thoughts on Maynard next episode because I do have to go after this.
We won't be able to, though, because next...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, next week will be nothing but Galaxy's Edge. We'll squeeze it in there.
I guess you guys will never know.
I know. I think we've talked about it in the past, so if you really want to know, you can dig through our old episodes, but I'll try and remember for next week to discuss Maynard a bit. But we do appreciate every single one of you for coming out to today's episode. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, turn notifications on if you want. We'd love to hear your thoughts on all the topics we discussed, whether it be Soarin returning or your thoughts on the DataPad game in the Play Disney Parks app. But I guess we should how do I end these? I always forget. Well, Alex has a YouTube channel, you guys, if you didn't know that. The link to his channel has been in the description from episode 1 of Matterhorn Mondays. And
Yep.
yeah, so head on over to Alex's channel. He just put out a 4K 60 frames per second tour of New Orleans Square. I think it was yesterday or this morning that he put that out. Really great stuff. End it by saying I have to poop. This morning, okay, yeah. Alright guys, I have to poop, so I'll see you all later. Just kidding. But anyways, we hope you all enjoyed this episode, and as always, have a great big poop-puffle tomorrow.